Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Hey Juarez, we got a scuffle down here near the Joe's Crab Shack. I'm gonna book these two delinquents. Mark it down as resisting. All right, fellas, put your hands behind your back where I can seize them.
Supreme victory.
This is a damn ugly world we live in.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? Today is going to be a very special edition of Twitter Trash because it's only going to be covering the MAGA kids and the Native American guy, Nathan Phillips. There was a lot of stuff surrounding it and all of it really exploded on Twitter. So I want this to be just all the stuff that I've gathered from Twitter because I've never seen so many crazy reactions and hot takes before. There's been a lot throughout the time that I've been on the internet, especially with with Trump being elected as president. There's been so much crazy shit happening, but I never saw anything take off this fast from just one simple angle that doesn't really show anything. Like, this is something that, like, it's not much to go off of, and people spun an entire narrative, and then people started lying. Even the guy, Nathan Phillips, started lying to support the narrative that was being pushed, showing that a lot of people in the media was in on it. And I'm just like, wow. I'm not that surprised though, because they always try to get those clicks and they're always going to go with the narrative of the mob mentality. I totally understand that. But to see people that I know, to see people, all the blue check marks on Twitter just to want to destroy these kids' lives from just a little footage showing not much. So for the people that don't really know what's going on, let me kind of start from the beginning. So there's a group of high schoolers from the Covington Catholic High School from Covington, Kentucky. Now they went to the March for Life rally, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's just a march, and ended up at the Lincoln Memorial. You know, because they're pro-life, obviously. They're all Catholic, they're Christians. It's all the Judeo-Christian ideology, and they don't want the babies killed. So that's what they were doing, right? They're all there. And of course, a lot of Christians and stuff, especially in around that southern part of the area, of course they're gonna be Trump supporters. No one's shocked about that. But so there was a few things that were there that a lot of people kind of didn't know about. Like, there was a group of these black Israelites that were actually being very disrespectful, and a lot of people aren't talking about that because I know it's a little bit of hush hush. It's a little bit like awkward because you have these black people being extremely racist, and so it's kind of like, let's not show that. But here's a little bit of footage of what I'm talking about.
A bunch of demons, always talking out their ass. Uncle Tomahawk.
See how you got these pompous bastards come down here in the middle of a native rally with their dirty ass hat on, with their dusty ass hat on. Crickets! Crickets!
A bunch of future school shooters.
That's right.
A bunch of incest babies.
So when those Israelites started to confront the kids, and they were talking a little bit of trash, there was some back and forth, and the kids started acting like kids. They started, getting rowdy and stuff, and this is when the Native American guy, Nathan Phillips, entered the scene.
Here comes Gad! Here comes Gad! Here comes Gad! Look at our Make America Great Again hat! Look at the hat! Look at the hat! We ain't taking.
So the interesting thing was, the first narrative that Nathan was telling was that, he was trying to proceed forward, and that's when that one kid that you see with the infamous smirk just confronted him and wouldn't get out of the way, and that's when he started chanting and banging his drum. And then Nathan also said that, they were chanting at the guy, build a wall and stuff, which doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain that in a minute. Let me show you a little bit of footage of what I just said.
I heard them saying, build that wall, build that wall. This is indigenous lands. We're not supposed to have walls here.
Nathan also had an interview on CNN, I believe, explaining further and trying to kind of double down on what he said happened.
Then Phillips describes the tense moments now being replayed over and over again online when a young man got right in his face. Watch.
When I started going forward, and that massive groups of people started separating and moving aside to allow me to move out of the way or to proceed, this young fella put himself in front of me and wouldn't move. And so if I took another step, I would be putting my my person into his presence, into his space, and I would have touched him, and that would have been the thing that the group of people would have needed to spring on me.
But see, Nathan later had to kind of retract some of the stuff that he said because, you know, he realized, just like a lot of people, that everyone has cell phones and everybody has footage and there's multiple angles of what actually happened. So yeah, it shows that he was the one that approached the kids, he was the one being disruptive, and that totally makes sense. Because when you think about it, well, like I said before, it doesn't make sense for the kids to chant, build a wall towards a Native American. Everyone knows that the natives were here first. That would make zero sense to chant that at them. 100% doesn't make any sense at all. You know, it just sounds like a thing that somebody would have to make up to make things more dramatic, and that's what happened. So it turns out this dude was the one that came up to them because obviously he doesn't like the MAGA people. Obviously, I totally understand that. Of course the Native American dudes and a lot of people don't like the people that represent Trump and MAGA. But see, a lot of people didn't want to see it that way. They wanted like, oh, look at there being this poor Native American veteran, poor him, and he's crying in his video and stuff like that. And it's like, man, this is some good fake news. So there's a lot more stuff that I could cover, but there's people that have done a very good job compiling a bunch of information together, and I'm going to put those links in the description below. Make sure you check it out if you want a lot more information, because you guys are here for the tweets and the hot takes, and I have quite a few of them from people that you're just like, oh boy. So the first one I want to start off with is Philly D. Philip DeFranco weighed in on this, and he was extremely reactionary, just like everybody else, which is really disappointing, but here you go.
So I'm just making this really quick because I'm seeing more and more messages popping up asking if I've seen it, what my thoughts are. Yes, I've seen the video of all those kids wearing MAGA hats and MAGA gear. That I'm seeing reports that they're from a Catholic school, and they're it seems like they're intimidating, at the very least bothering, mocking. I personally take it as intimidation and harassment of this Native American man and this very small group. I'm also seeing reports that the Native American man is actually a veteran, making it even worse. But if you haven't seen the videos, here's what it is.
Where is he, Patrick? At the intersection of Conch and Coral.
And what's he doing?
He's just standing there. Menacingly!
If you watch this video and you're like, oh my God, I'm disgusted by this. This is not what I want to see in my country. This is wrong. Yes, and I say remember this moment, this kind of disrespect of the other, the disregard for the other, the hate. Because I personally look at this and I see indifference, intolerance, and hate. Remember it. And like personally, I'm downloading these videos.
Finally, Philip learned the real story as well, and this is what he had to say afterwards. I am now seeing all different angles and footage of the incident with the Native Americans and the Covington Catholic High School students that I commented on yesterday, and I will be deleting my previous tweet. I should have waited until I got more details instead of jumping on it so fast. The initial footage I saw made me want to speak on the hate I feel we see more and more every day. I will make sure we put out a more thorough explanation of the events in tomorrow's video. That said, I stand by my message against hate. It's something we see far too often from multiple sides. I'll give Philly some props because he's one of the seldom people that have said anything, that have done any type of retraction when it's clearly obvious that the narrative that was painted is false. It's completely fake news. So I'll give him props on that, you know, but it's also just a little bit weird because Philip talks about this shit a lot. He's one of the people to be like, yo, we don't jump the gun, we don't do this, we need to see multiple things. And I'm a little bit disappointed because what you doing with that DeFranco elite money, man? Now let's look at a tweet from Mr. I Wish I Was Black, Sean Talcomex King. I am so deeply grieved and angry by this as young kids in MAGA hats surrounded and mocked a beloved Native American elder yesterday. When your power is centered in your whiteness, mocking others who are unlike you makes you feel strong, but it's weak and despicable. Sean, you really don't think you're white, do you, man? Like, this guy is white as snow and he just can't help but just take every opportunity that he can to shit on white people. Man, he even had a story just a little while ago just taking every opportunity, and it's like, oops, the assailant actually turned out to be a black guy. Sweep that under the rug a little bit. I'm willing to bet that 50 years from now, a defining image of this political era will be that smug white MAGA team disrespecting a native elder veteran. it just captures so much. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I totally forgot to put this thing on. You know, this is the magic. Anytime I talk about this stupid hat, I gotta put it on because it's, come on, man, it's just that delicious. So here's Kathy Griffin being a saint as usual. P.S. The reply from the school was pathetic and impotent. Name these kids. I want names. Shame them. If you think these fuckers wouldn't dox you in a heartbeat, think again. That is so messed up on so many levels. Does she honestly think she has the moral high ground when she's willing to dox kids? And then her excuse is, oh, they'll do it to you. That is the type of shit that I see in the internet with all these faceless avatars and all these communities that are at each other's throats. They're just getting mad at each other like, oh, I can't believe you doxed X, and then all of a sudden they turn around and dox Y. And it's so silly, man. Y'all have no fucking morals. But wait, there's more. I watched the video about 10 minutes on both sides. The worst the kids did was wear a MAGA hat, which I hate, but that is it. Wake up. Watch it again. I've been watching it for the past hour, specifically from 105 to 117. Okay, so your argument would be if I had an hour-long video but only 30 seconds of it showed a murder, I should focus on the rest of the film or the murder. Like, what do you even say to that? What part of a teenage boy standing face to face with a man walks up right up to him is akin to murder? Have you considered that he might not quite known what to do and just stood there? You have no idea what went through that young man's mind at the time. And this is coming from a person that openly hates Trump, doesn't like the MAGA hat, so obviously they don't like Trump. This is coming from a person like that, a rational person on the left, which there's plenty, and I love you guys. I love everybody that is chill. And that is a very chill person, and Kathy is getting bodied by them. Have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid's? The red MAGA hat is the new white hood. Without white boys being able to empathize with other people, humanity will continue to destroy itself. Hashtag first thoughts when I wake up. That's pretty sad if that is your first thought when you wake up, because mine is, where's my phone? And I have to take a shit. Is it clear now? Hashtag smirk KKK, hashtag MAGA. The depiction of this kid smirking at Martin Luther King Jr. giving the I Have a Dream speech. That is just delicious. That's reached a whole new level of just hysteria. Oh no, please, no, this ain't fucking real. No way. This is real. For this final tweet, I need to give you guys a little bit of background. Y'all remember when 4chan, you know, the pulse side of 4chan, they did that whole trolling job of making the OK hand gesture a symbol of white supremacy? They put it out, and then I think the SPLC picked it up. They were like, oh, it's true. Tariq Nasheed, everyone, all these people picked it up and like, if you see somebody doing this or this, whatever, it means white power, you know, and it worked extremely well because it got picked up like wildfire. And you'll keep seeing countless things. You'll see people getting fired for doing that shit when it's always just been kind of a trolley thing, all the way back into Malcolm in the Middle. I remember doing that in 6th grade, the game that, oh, you looked, you know, and then usually maybe you would punch somebody or whatever.
Oops, jerk. You looked. Ow!
And then it just kind of resurfaced. You'll just see people doing it as a meme, like it just resurfaced. But no, these idiots, these progressive ideologues think that it means white supremacy, right? White power. So, with that being said, to all the journalists backtracking from the MAGA teen story, you were right the first time. You should talk to frontline journalists who cover the right. Hashtag Covington Catholic basketball players doing the white power sign. They knew exactly what they were doing wearing those hats. And then it just shows the kids doing the OK hand gesture, you know, at a basketball game because, like what I explained before, it's a fucking meme. I absolutely adore this tweet. It's so good. Now I could go on for much longer because there's so many other hot takes and so many other trash tweets. But thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit the like button. It helps out a lot. Share it. Make sure you subscribe to. I'm almost at 400K. Let's hit 400K, baby. Want to give a special shout out to my mega sexy patrons. You guys are the best. You know, you guys can become a patron if you want to just keep watching or join, whatever you want to do. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Excuse me, we got this. You put your hand behind your back. This is one of those.